So thanks for joining today's session. So yesterday we covered this data type, list, tuples, dictionary and set. So did you guys do that exercise for those? Any challenge you noticed there? Because set example I did not cover, I asked you guys to cover it. So if any question in that, you can tell me. Did
Anil,
you?
I believe you haven't shared your screen so far.
No, I'm sharing my screen. I'm just asking it. Yeah,
Okay.
I shared my screen now. Hope you are able to see it. Right?
Yes.
So I am asking about yesterday. So yesterday I said one exercise. So did everyone tried that exercise? Get time to work on that?
Suraj, Anchal, Himani, try
Yes,
that.
I try, but pending set.
So how you like to take? So you want to cover the set now, some practical example, or you guys will take it? I will cover for 2-3 minutes, okay? Because that's not a
Okay,
big thing, okay?
okay.
So first of all, I would like to tell you one. So whatever the working directory you guys are working, suppose you are maintaining your files into this particular folder, for example, okay? So what you need to do, you will simply type cmd here, okay? It will open the command prompt, and then you can type the Jupyter notebook here, okay? So it is going to launch the notebook from this particular location itself, okay? So then you don't need to switch here and there, okay? It will take few seconds, then it is going to launch the Jupyter. Otherwise, what you guys are doing, suppose you created your folder on the D drive, so then you need to switch to that, right? Or you need to create that folder into your my documents or somewhere, correct? So this is the way to start the Jupyter notebook from any location. You simply need to go to the command prompt to that location, and the shortcut for going to that command prompt is wherever you just simply type the cmd here, it will automatically go there, and then it is going to launch the Jupyter notebook for you, okay? So sets, right? So let me open that set PPT once again, just a second. So it's, you saw here, now it's launched this Jupyter, okay? So it took some time, but it launched it. So from here we can start that exercise of the set. So what is set, right? So yesterday we discussed set is an unordered collection of unique objects, and whatever the mathematics terms we have, right? So whatever we discussed yesterday, right? So where we are using this, suppose this is a set A, this is a set B. So these are two different sets, okay, A and B. So there, if someone is asking me what is the union of this, so whatever the item participating in this A, suppose 1, 2, 3 and 4, right? So then this is the 1, 2, 3, 4 is the union of this, okay? So these are independent sets. Suppose if these sets are interacting with each other, suppose here in this way. So if someone is asking me what is the interaction, suppose the 3 value fall here, 1 to here, 4, 5 here, then I will say that the intersection of this set is 3, right? So, and if I am saying that union in this case also, if I will check the union in this case, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because overall 5 items are here. And if someone is saying that what is the difference between these two sets, so whatever the first set is there, whatever the first set you are using for the difference purpose, whatever the item inside that will be considered as a difference for the set, because either you can consider this, but you can consider this also, but according to Python, so we should always consider the first set as a difference, okay? So this is the at the high level for the sets. Now we will cover some sample for this, another example. So here basically in this example notebook, okay, so I created some examples for statements and those, okay, and the operators thing. That's fine, but first, before we will move it, we will cover some set related example here, okay? So I told you how to create one set. To create one set, we need to say that object equal to set, okay? So then it is going to create one set. And how to add the value inside that? So there is a add method. If you will type the dot and if you will type the tab here, then it is going to open the list of the items, okay? I'm not sure why it's open, right? 1, and suppose I am entering another item to this, so equal to add 2, right? And then if I am going to print this, or I am simply saying shift, sorry, okay? So you saw that there are 2 items in this set, fine? So now I'm creating another set. Let me copy paste it, obj 2, 2, 2, and I suppose I created some items here 3 and 4, right? If I will see this obj2, it will show me the obj2 value now, so 3 and 4. So this is the way to create a set, okay? And there are different methods which I told you, right? If I am saying that the obj dot union obj2, so what it should return? it should return 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Correct. So what is the difference between these two? If I want to call the different method here, what it will return you? It will return you the 1 and 2. Okay, it will always return you the first object wherever you are calling this thing, right? If let me add another item inside it. Okay, I am saying that if there is another item inside this set which is 2. Okay, 2 is a common item out of this, right? So whenever we are saying this, right, now I added one item inside it. Okay, so this is the difference out of this. Why this is the difference? Because the 1 is there, 2 is there, and I added 2 here also. So this is the difference, right? So what is the intersection of these sets? I can use the intersections method also here, 2. Okay, because 2 is common, right? So that I explained here, right? Whatever is the common object, that will come as a intersection. Whatever the combined object of those two sets will become as a union, and whatever the difference you will consider, whatever the set you are calling the operation, so that will give you the difference of that sets. So these are the basic sets methods which are usually used, okay, while we are doing some set operations. Fine. Any question on this? Hope I am audible, right?
Yes, sir, yes.
Okay.
No.
Yes. So one question, Anil.
Yes.
Like, can you, with this kind of example, will you also able to explain where these, at least one example, like while you will code in the Python, the set is the thing that in this situation you need to use the set. This is a situation you need to use the dictionary. So int, decimal, float, those are very common type. They know everything about, everyone know about those. But if looked at, the set is something new to us, as well as the dictionary and all that. So along with that, while you are explaining what they are, if you could add one example, like where to use those, like what kind of situation where you need to use the set, that will be great.
Sure. So actually what was my plan? Okay. So first I just want to go through with these things to the people, right? And then I will create a project. In that project, we will discuss it ki what in which scenario what we
Okay.
need to use and what we need to use. So I thought
Okay,
that
got
because if we will go in this way, it can take more time. So we will not be able to cover the topics. In project, we will cover everything. Okay. Ki why we are using dictionary here, why we are using sets here. Fine.
Okay, okay, got it.
Okay, thank you. So now I'm going to delete this particular thing from here. Let me move back to my original P. Okay. So today we are going to cover the operator, the conditional statement, loops, and yesterday I mentioned about the list comprehension also, right? List comprehension, and if the time permits, we will do the hands-on lab also on this. So operators, those are same operator. There is nothing new here. Okay. So for comparison, what we are using the equal to operator, right? So for not equal to, we are using this not equal to, greater than, less than, greater than equal to, less than equal to, right? So these are the standard operator. Every language is using it. No, there is no such difference here. But the good thing here is this, there is chaining of operator also. So chaining of operator in the sense when you are using multiple operators in a single statement, then we call the chaining of operator. So if I am saying here, if A greater than B and B greater than C, then only do this operation. So this is a chaining of operator. Okay, I am not only using a single operator, I use the two operators. So whenever I am using more than two operator, which is called the chaining of the operator. Okay, chaining of operator, that is called chaining of operator.
Okay.
Fine?
Okay.
I'm going to clear this. Fine. So what is the purpose of this chaining operator? In which scenario we are using? So whenever we are checking any number range, right? So if I'm checking that this number, let me just, if I'm saying that this particular example, this number B is greater than A but less than C, right? Or B, right, A is greater than this. Whenever we are doing any range check, where this, what is the value of this? So if I'm saying that this value exists from 0 to 5, right? So what I need to define? B value is 0 to 5. It means A is 0 and 5 is C. So this B operator lies in between that, right? B greater than A but less than C, correct? So in those scenarios are the main sample where we are using this range operator. Okay. So you can create multiple chains also. Okay. It's not like that I can create a single chain here. We can define multiple chains also. We can use this chaining up operator for sorting purpose. Okay, equality chain also we can do, combining different parameters also we can do, chaining with expressions also we can do. Okay, so within this expressions, if statement and all those things, we are going to cover more example on this, but at high level I want to tell you what is the chaining. Okay, so Python also having some logical operators, right? So what are those logical operators? In every, like C programming language, we are using ampersand, we are using or, right? So here we are not using this within this Python. Yeah, some particular package is using and or, but in the core Python, if you want to use the logical and for some purpose, right? If a equal to 1 and b equal to 2, right? Then only do this operation, right? So then we simply need to use the keyword and there. So and is the keyword which we need to use. Okay, and if you want to compare or clause here like this, then you need to use the or operator here. For logical not, we are using the not operator. Okay, or we can use is not also for the check of the none, or is also, right? So once I am saying that I just declare the a, or I say a equal to none, right? So what we can do, a is 5, just a is none, I can say like this, or a is not none, I can use is not operator. Okay, to do this comparison. For equality sign also we can use the is symbol, and for not equal to sign also we can use the is not also. Okay,
Okay.
we can use
Okay.
the is not. So
Okay. So
yeah,
none here represent the none
null
value,
null
correct?
value, yes, yes. In
Okay.
the Python, none is used for the null. Okay,
Okay. Got it.
so these are the operators. So then we are going to cover the statements. Okay, statements are also simple things, whatever we are saying here, right? Like basic if statement, if else, if else, if else, nested if, ternary operator, right? So when we are defining the if else within a single line, so this Python does not have any operator like this, but usually used in the other language for the ternary operator. If we are using the if else block within a single line, then it is called as a ternary operator. Okay, single line, fine.
Okay.
So same way, Python having the loops also, right? So like every language, we have the for loop, we have the while loop. So within those loops, if you want to break out, so we have the break statement, we have the continue statement, you can write nested loops, you can write the loop with else. So this is a new thing here. Okay, so usually what is happening when I am saying that if for I equal to, for I in x, okay, I am just saying x is suppose x is equal to a list of item 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4. Okay, I created one list, and if I am saying I in x, and I am writing one statement here, if I equal to 5, right, then break, correct? If it did not break, right, so what will happen? So then I can define one else here to this instead of this whole, and then I will say that print, okay, did not hit the break, did not hit break. So you can say that for this for loop, whatever the condition you want to match, if that condition is not matched, then it will go to the else block here. Okay, so otherwise, if just think from this, if I will write this else statement here, what will happen? It will always go to that else statement, right? With every iteration, correct?
Every iteration,
Yes,
yes.
but that I don't want. I want to run my logic. Once this statement itself is not reached, then I can write this else statement with this for loop. So which is a new thing here in this Python.
So you mean
Yes.
that it will iterate 4 times. The upper for loop will
Yes.
iterate 4 times.
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yes.
And then it will keep a tab that was a condition a equal to 5. It was it true in any of the condition, and if it doesn't come out as a true, then it will execute that else statement.
Yes.
Correct?
Correct. Yes.
If I put that a is equal to 3,
Yes.
then it will break the
Yes.
for loop
Yes.
and
Right.
won't do anything.
Right.
Okay.
So there are some scenarios you really don't here I know the data, right, but you really don't know in some scenario this condition will match or not match, right? So in that case, if it is not matched, so we should know that the condition, it did not hit that condition, it went to some else block of this for loop, it did not.
Okay.
met this
Okay,
condition.
earlier to that, like we need to declare some variable to see that whether the condition was executed or no.
Yes, right. Yes,
Let's
correct.
say item found,
Yeah,
and
yes, yeah.
then
Here you create something key condition match or something true false, right? And then below
okay,
you will write the statement. Here you don't need to do in that manner. You can directly write the else statement with the for loop.
okay,
Okay. So list comprehension. What I think here. Okay. I will go to this topic later. First, we will do some practical of whatever the things we discussed, because this is a
yes, please.
lengthy topic. Okay. If you we will see this, we can cover it. We will cover it. We will come back here. Otherwise, we will go there. Okay. Let's move back to our Python examples. So, usually why I combine these two things? Okay. Because whenever you are using some comparison, right? So where you are never saying that I declared one variable. Just example, I say x equal to 1 and y equal to 2, right? You will always compare them in some conditions, right? When you have the if else or something, right? If you are saying if x equal to y, so that's the reason I covered this particular part here. If x equal to y, then only run this, then print print condition met, else print condition not met. So we covered this particular two operators and conditions together, because in conditions only you are going to use this, right? So condition not met. Why not met? Because the values are different, correct? So this
Yeah,
is the use of this particular thing. Now if I am saying that I am just, instead of equal to, I am changing this condition to not equal to, then in this case it will say that condition met, because I use the condition not met, correct? So same way, let me go back here to my slide once. Sorry, not this one. So this is the way basically. So one thing here, you saw this thing here, right? So there is some indentation here. If I will try to keep it like this, I am going to get the error. Expected an indent block after if statement on line number 3. You saw this, right?
yeah,
So what usually we do, whenever we are writing statement, we will simply press the enter. It will automatically indent to this. Otherwise, we are indenting with some space, or we are pressing some tab, right? So this is the same thing, right? If x greater than y, no, condition not met. If x less than y, condition met, right? So those kind of things are, we are like logical operators we are covering here, right? So I put some examples here also, right? So if the age of a particular person is in the India is greater than 18 and country equal to India, so here we are covering this logical operators, and, right, or, not, is, right? So what is the syntax
okay,
to, if I am saying age equal to 25 and country equal to India, I am saying that he eligible to vote. And if I am saying that is city equal to Delhi or city equal to Mumbai, it's metro city, right? So here we use the or operator. Then I just declare one variable and I said it is a false. If not, this is the not example, right? If not, we can say like this. This is the case. If I am saying that is raining equal to true, yes, raining equal to true. So if I will run this statement, right? Yes, this guy is eligible to vote. If I will change this value to 16, right? So it is not going to that statement. I did not write any else statement, so it is not covering anything. If I will mention the else statement here, you saw this thing, okay? Once I press enter here, it will go to this, but we need to press the backspace to go to this. Our if and else should also be indented properly, otherwise it will not give the error, okay? Not eligible to vote. So this guy is not eligible to vote, okay? So this is the logical operator example. This is whatever I just covered here. This was the normal operator of the C#, right? So sorry, Python. Now we are going to cover the chaining operator, okay? So chaining operator, as I mentioned here, right? If the value more than two operators are coming there, then we call it as a chaining operator, right? So it's a straightforward. If x value is between 10 and 15, it is saying it is between this. If a greater than 1 and less than equal to 5, this is this, okay? We are saying inclusive here, right? Because I use the equal to symbol here, not only less than equal to 5. It means it is checking this 5 also there, right? Now this is the thing, right? So this is another thing which I showed you guys yesterday, right? While we were defining the tuples here, right? You can declare this the variables in this same fashion also, or if you want to declare them as a tuple also, you can declare them as a tuple also. Now if I will use this bracket, it will be worked as a tuple if I will check the type of this, okay? And but If I'm not using this, then it is a straightforward variables. Okay, so this is another assignment way. A comma B comma C, I am declaring some variable and I can assign multiple values to it. And the same with this one is a non-thing, right? I can do the single assignment to 3 variables with this by just assigning these values. So these kind of things, right, whatever we are doing are called the chaining operators. Okay, any question on this?
No.
So Python logical operator we covered. Okay, so these are the conditional statements.
So the
Yeah.
one question
Mhm.
you told, could you scroll up
Yes, sure.
to chaining operator? Is there any way like here we can only apply two conditions, like let's say one less than a means a is greater than 1 and a is less than 5? Is there any way like we can add more operator into the single statement, like
Yes, you can add it. Okay, let me declare one thing here, right? B equal to 10. Fine.
okay.
I am saying that this and, but no, one second. Then you need to use this operators here, and or conditions. Sorry, you cannot use like this. You need to use the or operator here.
Okay.
Within
Okay,
this
that's
you
fine.
cannot use. Yeah. Then you
Okay.
need to define or of this. Yeah, within this you cannot do, because you can. This is the purpose of the range calculation, right? Mainly, whatever the first example I took, right? So if you want to combine it, you can combine it with some other operators here.
Got it.
Okay, fine. So let's come back to this conditional statement here. Okay. So conditional statement, as I mentioned earlier, right? So we have the if condition, we can write like this. If I am saying that, okay, this is the number, this, okay, so print this even number. If it is not a even number, then do this, right? Okay, let's go one by one. If age equal to greater than 20, you are an adult, right? So if age is less than this, you are not so it is not going to do anything. So that is the thing, we should use the else also here in this. Okay, yes, not an adult, right? Yeah, some typo. Now I'm going to paste it again, whatever I did. So I already took this if else example. Okay, so here also this is a if else example only. I'm just clearing it. Okay, so this is the else if, right? So what we are trying to say here, if the depending on the marks of a student, what grades he is having, right? If the marks are, if I will change this value according to this, it will give me the response. This is the if else if statement, right? If elif, we don't need to use the else if, it is elif. Okay, so we need to remember the syntax is here. Okay, so once you will see in this also, whatever I was explaining, there also I use the elif, if elif. Okay, not the else if. So these are pretty straightforward. Okay, so nothing new. So if you use, I'm changing this values, it is going to check this values. Okay, grade A, if I'm giving this 50, then it will say grade D, right? So this is the same thing. So only thing that I'm again repeating here, the indentation, that is the big thing here. And every if statement is, every if else statement is, or for loop is ending with colon. If I will remove this, you are going to receive the error. The good thing is that it is clearly telling you expected colon. It's not like other programming language, you will break head what you miss here, right? If I am removing this indentation, it is telling me that this particular line having the indentation problem. Suppose I did not write the, okay, let me remove this indentation here. You saw this. Expected an indent block after if statement on line number 2. Otherwise, it is thinking this statement is something like this. Okay, as soon as I will give some space, then it will treat it as a fine. Okay, but the best practice to put the space is the tab or the 4 spaces. Okay, so this is the way the code look very cleaner. Okay, so these are the condition statement. Now we are going to cover the loops. So in the loops, so they are also following the same thing. Okay, so once I am mentioning about the loop, I will cover another thing here. We will cover a range method in Python. Okay, so range method is to dynamically set the values. Okay, so if I am saying that I want a value from 1 to, I need the 4 values. Okay, so it will exclude this last element. Okay, so then I want to print this values, right? So it consider 5 sorry, where it can, yeah, this one. Actually I had to put the examples of other loops also here, right? So it considered from 1 to 4. If I will say the range operator will say -1. So if I am saying here, if I need to print up to 10, I need to take 1 to 11. Okay, then it is going to print. Now the thing is this, every characters here, whatever it is printing or every digit it is printing, so that is going to new line. Okay, if you want to print them in a single line, you can say AND with, if you want to end with some space or you want to end with some tab, suppose I am ending it with some space, then they are going to print in a single line.
Okay.
Okay, so this is that we were checking on that day, but I forgot this actual syntax. Okay, if you want to say something here, right, it will print in this manner, values. Okay, after this what it will do, it will write this a values, 2 values, 3 values, right, whatever you want to print, whatever the way you want to print, whatever the space or something you want to give, this is the way to print them in this horizontal way. Okay, so I give the same example here, right. So what are the other loops? We have the other while loop also, right. So how while loops work? While loop always work on some conditions. Suppose I am saying counter equal to 0.
So,
Yes.
sir, we also put the negative value in range.
ID value, sorry, I did not get.
Negative value means -1, -2, like that.
Yeah, you can put the negative values also. Okay, if I will say that ki take this value from -1 to -11, it should take it. Because it's a range, it work on the integer, right? But no, there is something wrong. It is not considering this range. Just give me 1 second. So
Okay.
what is the way whether it will take or not? Okay, so another thing I will cover here, help, you can say range and you can enter it. It will tell you the descriptions of this. Okay, how the actual range operator it is. Okay, and what is this class? So range having this stop, start, stop and step. So whatever we used in the slicer also, right, if you want to use the step, so then it will step over this. Okay, return an object that produces sequence of integer from start. To stop, you can use this. Okay, like this, start defaulting to 0. If I will say this, what we call this, I missed that particular part there. Okay, if I will start giving that -1 thing, it will reverse in that order. Okay, and stop is range produce this like this. These are exactly the valid indices for the 4 element. When this boolean cell start, stops, this is dynamic argument, integer return number of occurrence. Yeah, it can take the negative value, but I am not able to recollect here what I need to set here. Okay, yeah, I got it, what I did wrong here. Just a sec. For I in range that -11 to 1. Okay, then say print, and it should work in this manner. Okay, now it will work. Actually I put the value in the wrong format. Okay, so we are talking about the negative value, right? So we need to cover the values from the top value should be there, right? Because negative values are reducing, then it is increasing actually, right? So now it is starting from -1 to this one. Okay, so in this way you can give the negative. If I will say here that I need a stepper of 2, right? So what it will do, it will use the stepper here as we used in the slicing method, right? So same way it will keep the stepper -2, -3 like this. Fine?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what we were discussing? We were discussing this while loop, right? So while counter less than 5, it will print value of counter. Can anybody tell me, I want to use this value of counter here in this print statement?
F. You need to put the F and then write that counter in the curly braces.
Right? And next, what we should do now? So can anybody tell me simple programming question here? So if I will keep this particular thing, what will happen?
It will go to infinite loop.
Yes.
Because the counter is going to always remain less than 5.
Right. So what I need to do here? I need to say counter equal to counter plus 1, right? Then only it is going to exit after 5. Sorry. Oh, the variable name is something else. I used something wrong here. Name counter is not defined. Oh, sorry.
Equal to.
Yeah, right. I just noticed it. So value of counter is this. So this is the way of while loop as we are doing in each language. The only thing is this, the syntax, right? Now I use this and then I can use equal to, then it will go up to 5, right?
Okay.
So now whatever the else if example I was telling you guys, right? So suppose I am only taking this particular example of this for I range equal to 1. Okay, so what it will do, if I equal to 5, it will break it, right? And up to once it's not, then it is going to print up to that particular time, right? So it printed 4 values here. As soon as 5 came, it break it. because it did not went further, right? So now if I am saying here this next condition here itself, I am saying printing for I in range 10 if I equal to 11 or say something like this, right? Then it will break, otherwise it will print, and if not meet, it will go there. So loop did not enter break condition.
Okay.
So this is the else part. Okay. Let me comment it. It's a bit confusing here. Let me go in this way. For loop did not
No.
enter any break condition.
Yeah, we got it.
Okay.
Like, what if we have two conditions to break in that for loop? Let's say if a is equal to 11, then
Yes.
break it out.
Yes.
Could you write it? Okay. Could you write below that if a is
Else if, right? Not the right way is elif, right?
no? I'm not. I don't want to use else if.
Okay.
That will be a complete if.
Okay, fine.
If I is equal to 9,
Mhm.
equal to 9.
Okay, I will. Yeah, I will use the 9.
Yeah, then break, and you put that semicolon after break. Could you remove that? Yeah, please.
Okay, fine.
Now there are two break in
Yes.
the loop. Which one? Like if it will break anything, the else will part will always execute. Like it could be
No,
that
no,
I is
no,
equal
no,
to
no.
11 break.
Some condition already met within the for loop, right? It already exited the for loop, then this particular code block will not run. Okay? It will
Okay,
not.
could you run that?
Yeah.
Could
yeah.
you run that?
Yeah, I run it. It did not print anything.
Acha, you run it.
Yes.
So you mean that for any for loop,
Yes.
if it's breaking that loop by meeting any of the condition
Yes.
randomly,
Yes.
then the else part will execute. Correct?
Yeah, if it is not meeting that conditions within the for loop, whatever you are defining, okay, then it will go to the else block.
Yeah, that is what I'm saying. There could be like 10 conditions
Yes.
in that for loop. If it meet any of the condition, then that else statement
Will not execute.
will not execute.
Yes.
Okay, and what if we won't write the break? We are just checking the condition and let's say we are not breaking that. Could you write any other statement instead
Yeah, I
of
am
break?
saying that print I. Okay.
Yes, and on the bottom as well.
Yeah, I am writing it once. Print I. Fine.
Okay.
It did not break. You did not write any break statement, right? It went to through this also, and it did its job also. Because once I am saying this else statement, it means it should break something, then only it will not execute, otherwise it will always execute. Then if I am doing this, I really am not breaking it. Why I need this else statement?
No,
My
the
code should
my only question was that else part will only execute if the loop is breaking.
Yes. That is the purpose of this else part.
It's not just
None-
that conditional. If the loop is breaking by any mean, that else part certainly will execute. Correct?
No. If loop will not break, then this will execute.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
you were
sorry,
saying
my
reverse.
bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah, I only mean that.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
So same way, we have continue also here, right? If I am saying that instead we have the break statement, we have the continue statement, right? So I am not breaking it, I am saying continue. It will continue, right?
Okay.
So it is not going to run this particular 3 here, you saw here. I used this then because in the case of 3 I don't want to run this statement, right? I simply want to continue the loop. Otherwise it is writing the value for every scenario, right? It is printing the values for this.
Okay, got
Right.
it.
Okay, so we have still some time. Okay, so we can cover this list comprehension also. Okay, so list comprehension is nothing, it's just setting a list by using some different ways. Okay, so what are the ways? If I am coming here, just give me 1 minute.